The Masked Man attacks Logan Paul, 2 more qualify for the Elimination Chamber Raw recap. WWE Now. WWE has a ghost running loose on Monday Night Raw, and nobody, not Adam Pearce, not Paul Heyman, not The Vision, not anybody can stop him 2 weeks in a row. This mysterious masked figure has walked into the most important moments on Raw, destroyed someone connected to The Vision, and vanished into the crowd like he was never there. First it was Austin Theory stomped into oblivion and denied his Elimination Chamber spot. Now it's Logan Paul the Maverick himself getting curb stomped face first into the announce table while he was busy bragging into Michael Cole's headset. And the most infuriating part, nobody knows who it is. The entire WWE universe is losing their minds trying to figure out who is behind that mask, and WWE is loving every second of it. If you think you know who the Masked Man is, drop your theory in the comments right now, because what happened on Raw on the 16th of February 2026 in Memphis, Tennessee was one of the most chaotic, electric nights in recent Raw history, and we are breaking down every single second of it. Let's set the scene. We're in the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee, and before the opening pyro even settles, The Vision is already in the ring hijacking the show. Paul Heyman on the microphone, Logan Paul flexing about how he just sold a trading card for $16 million, and Austin Theory seething about getting robbed of his chamber qualifier last week by the mysterious masked attacker. The audacity of this group. They walk out demanding justice, demanding answers, demanding that Adam Pearce just hand Bronson Reed a chamber spot without qualifying. This is The Vision at their most arrogant, their most entitled, and honestly their most entertaining. Here's your first trivia question for the comments. Paul Heyman has been a special counsel or advocate for multiple WWE champions. Can you name all of them in order? Drop your list below. Adam Pearce comes out and immediately shuts down Heyman's demands. Reed doesn't get a free pass, he has to qualify like everybody else, and just when the segment looks like it's winding down, LA Knight music explodes through the arena. The megastar strolls out, mocks Logan Paul's $16 million trading card with that signature Knight swagger, and proposes a 6-man tag team match himself and the World Tag Team Champions the Usos against Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul. Pearce puts it to the crowd, Memphis goes nuclear with approval, and the match is made official on the spot. And what a match it was for the majority of the bout. The Vision were dominant. Bronson Reed looked like an absolute monster, spearing LA Knight clean through the barricade on the outside. The impact was sickening. Reed then hit a suicide dive that took out both Usos at ringside, proving that a man his size has no business moving that fast. In the closing moments, Logan Paul landed his signature hard right hand on Jimmy Uso, and then Reed brought Jimmy back into the ring and crushed him with the Tsunami Splash for the pinfall victory. The Vision wins, and Logan Paul, being Logan Paul, immediately slides over to Michael Cole's announce position, grabs the headset, and starts trash-talking the city of Memphis and anyone within earshot. Classic Maverick behavior. But here's where the night takes its most dramatic turn. Out of nowhere the masked figure appears before Logan Paul can even process what's happening. The attacker delivers a devastating curb stomp, driving Paul's face straight into the announce table. The crowd erupts. Reed and Theory chase the attacker into the crowd, but he vanishes just like last week, gone without a trace, leaving Logan Paul laid out and the Vision in absolute chaos. Second question for the comments, who do you think the masked attacker is? Seth Rollins, a returning superstar, someone completely unexpected? Give me your best theory below, I want to read every single one. Now here's what makes this storyline so compelling. Whoever is behind that mask is targeting the Vision specifically. First theory, now Paul and Adam Pearce himself admitted that the Masked Man is a problem for him too. There's even a mysterious crate that showed up backstage marked "Do not open until 02/28/26." The date of the Elimination Chamber. Pearce was so spooked he shipped it straight to SmackDown for Nick Aldis to deal with. What is in that crate? Is the Masked Man connected to whatever is inside? The layers to this mystery are incredible. But the chaos didn't stop there, because Raw also had 2 chamber qualifier matches that delivered in very different and equally dramatic ways. First up, the women's qualifier, Asuka versus Bayley versus Natalya. All 3 women came in with something to prove, and the action was hard-hitting from the opening bell. Natalya looked strong early, stretching Bayley with a Romero special before Asuka broke it up with a dropkick. She then hit Asuka with a suplex and later locked the Empress of Tomorrow in a sharpshooter. Bayley broke the hold with a running knee to Natty and followed up with a Baylor to belly on Asuka. It was 3-way mayhem at its absolute finest. Bayley nearly had it won with an elbow drop on Asuka, but Natalya broke up the cover. Then came the critical moment. Asuka countered Bayley's rose plant attempt and immediately slapped on the Asuka lock. Bayley had nowhere to go and tapped out. Asuka qualifies for the Women's Elimination Chamber. joining Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss with 2 spots still remaining. And post-match Maxine Dupree ran down and blindsided Natalya on the stage, continuing their simmering feud in the most satisfying way possible. WWE waited until after the match to tell that story, and it made both the qualifier and the post-match attack feel more important because of it. Third question, Asuka is a former Elimination Chamber winner. What year did she win it and who did she defeat? True wrestling fans will know this. Comment your answer. Now let's talk about the men's qualifier, and this one had the wrestling world absolutely buzzing by the end of the night. Javon Evans vs. Gunther vs. Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio in the main event. On paper, nobody was picking Evans to win this match. Gunther is the ring general, one of the most dominant performers in WWE history. Dominik had championship gold around his waist. Evans is still fresh to the main roster. And from the opening bell, it showed Dominik immediately bailed to ringside to avoid both men. Classic Dom behavior. Gunther bullied everyone in his path, firing off those thunderous chops that echoed through the FedEx Forum. He powerbombed Mysterio directly onto the back of Evans at one point. Brilliant and brutal simultaneously. Evans showed incredible resilience, launching himself over the top rope onto Gunther and sending the ring general crashing into the timekeeper's area. The match built beautifully toward its finish. Evans had Gunther locked in a sleeper hold when Mysterio capitalized with a frog splash to break it up. Dom lined up the 619 on Gunther but ran straight into a vicious Gunther clothesline that folded him in half. Then out of nowhere Dragon Lee jumped off the barricade and spiked Gunther in the skull with the ring bell. Their feud, stemming from Gunther retiring AJ Styles, erupting at the worst possible moment for the ring general. With Gunther down and out, Evans was ready. Dominik stumbled to the apron, pulled himself inside, set up the 619 on Evans. It connected. Dom went for the frog splash. Nobody home. Evans scrambled to his feet, caught Dom coming in. OG cutter 1 2 3. Javon Evans qualifies for the men's elimination chamber. The crowd exploded. Evans celebrated in the turnbuckles as the graphic confirmed his spot alongside Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and LA Knight with 2 spots still to be filled. This was a massive moment for a young talent who was the Iron Man in the men's Royal Rumble just weeks ago. Final trivia question, Javon Evans had an incredible performance in the 2026 Royal Rumble. How long did he last in the match? See if you can remember without looking it up. But let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture of this Raw episode, because it wasn't just about the qualifiers and the masked man. Stephanie Baker interrupted a sit-down interview with Liv Morgan and unleashed a passionate Spanish tirade that left Morgan, the Judgment Day Queen who cries on command and manipulates everything around her, actually in tears. Whatever Baker said to her was so devastating that Morgan walked off the set without even responding. That is storytelling. Centimeter Punk addressed his upcoming matches against Finn Balor at Elimination Chamber and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. Balor interrupted and made his case for deserving the title, and Punk, cool, calculated, brilliant, turned his back on Balor, Mysterio, and JD McDonagh and dared them to attack him, calling their bluff in the most iconic way possible. And backstage, Adam Pearce offered Oba Femi a Raw contract and Oba ran immediately into a stare-down with Rusev. The future of this roster is being built in real time. This Raw from Memphis had everything: mystery, chaos, shocking results, emotional moments, and the slow burn build toward what is shaping up to be a stacked Elimination Chamber on the 28th of February at the United Center in Chicago. The question now is, who are the final 2 men and 2 women entering the chamber? Who is the masked man targeting the Vision? What is in that mysterious crate that nobody can open until the night of the event? The Elimination Chamber is loading up to be one of the most unpredictable PLEs in recent memory, and Raw is doing its job perfectly, building toward it. Whether you're watching on Netflix or the ESPN app, the 28th of February in Chicago cannot arrive fast enough. Smash that like button if you're obsessed with the Masked Man mystery. Subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 for the most thorough and passionate Raw breakdowns on YouTube, and drop your hottest takes in the comments. Who is the Masked Man? Will the Vision have any representation in the chamber after Reed's qualifier? And is Javon Evans secretly the most exciting young star in WWE right now? Let's get this comment section absolutely on fire. I'll catch you in the next one.